Welcome to my channel, and today I'm here to talk about the new Wonder Woman movie, and oh my god, I was so hyped about it. I was so excited to go watch it, and I finally did yesterday night, and it was totally worth it. I'm gonna start off by saying that I'm not a huge superhero slash comic book fan. I've never been big into it. I only started watching superhero movies when I was like a freshman in college. Maybe if Wonder Woman had come out a few years ago, I would have definitely watched it and started watching more superhero movies, because first things first, it's a female superhero. I'm pretty sure that everyone is already sick of all the fuss that surrounds this movie by feminists and most female superhero fans out there. But when you think about it, Wonder Woman has existed since 1941, but the movie of her origins was never made. She was the only female superhero that was part of the Justice League, and that was all you saw her in, and even then I feel like those movies only put her there because she's a pretty woman. This movie finally gave her to us as a warrior, as the character that she truly is and what she actually does. So it was really exciting for most women out there. And I'm not even a DC fan who has been waiting for this for decades. You know, I just was excited to have a female superhero. So I went for the movies not expecting too much, because I didn't know what to expect when the story of a female superhero is being told. That's how marginalized female characters are. Let's start with that. I'm gonna say, as a woman, the movie did not disappoint me. I wasn't annoyed with all the sexualization of the character that normally happens with a female character. Here, she was everything. I mean, she was innocent, she was strong, she was emotional, she was a warrior, she was stubborn, adamant. She was everything you want a real person to be and more. And oh my god, she is beautiful. Gal Gadot is one of the most beautiful actresses out there. First of all, I feel like the fight scenes in this movie were totally worth watching and very well choreographed, and the effects were so well put together that you really didn't want the fights to end. As a member of the audience, I was really invested in the fights. Like, they gave more life to them. It wasn't just a fight to show off who's stronger. It was a fight to save and protect the weak and the innocent and the children. It just made her character so much more magnificent. I'm gonna repeat myself here and say that generally when I watch a superhero movie, the female superhero that fights, yeah, they're normally really good fighters, but their fights are also generally very sexualized. It's generally shown in a way that accentuates that she's a woman. With Wonder Woman, I feel like that was a perfect balance to how graceful she was and to how strong and capable she was. And this is just like halfway through the movie and you're just like, oh my god. Although towards the end, I must say that it was a little draggy and a little cheesy in a way, because it kept going on and on and on, and it was becoming more and more of a typical Greek mythology with lots of family drama. But you know, brothers suck, and thus you have to kill them. More often than not, when a female character is in a movie, she's just there because someone else needs her. She's never there because she is what she is. In this movie, it's one of the first times you see a woman being there as the main character, a male actor being the love interest. You know, just a pretty boy who thinks he's above average and she likes him. Nothing wrong with that. But I liked how this movie did not emphasize on it. It didn't matter as much as her actual mission and what she's supposed to do. He's a tool that helps her get where she needs to go. It's not like he can protect her, so he's just there to help her out, and they like each other. She's never seen a man before in her life, so can you blame her? The thing about Wonder Woman in this movie was that it was really nice to see a standalone female character that did not really need to be anyone's love interest to survive the movie by herself. The other thing I wanted to point out was the strong female dynamic in the movie. From the beginning till the end, well, clearly, I feel like for the first time ever, I walked out of a movie not feeling guilty that I loved it, because I know for a fact that it passed the Bechdel's test, where women are not only talking about men and being all girly, but they're strong women with independent values and goals and dreams, because all the women in the movie were strong, independent, with goals, and they knew what they were doing. From Etta Candy, the secretary, to Dr. Poison. Everyone there had something they wanted to achieve by the end of the movie that was not related to being in love, getting married. None of that. So overall, this movie gave us women that were real. Yes, I'm not saying that women don't want to get married or fall in love, but that is not their entire life. Their lives revolve around something else that we rarely see in movies. And it was really nice to see women on both the end of the heroes and the end of the villains, because they're clearly not trying to perpetuate this idea that women are nice and emotional and nurturing. They're showing you that women can be anything they want. They can be as heartless as possible, or they can be one of those people who wants to save mankind and only see happiness around the world. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that is the truth. And there is so much reverse sexism where people struggle to believe that women can do certain things. And it's nice to see movies like this break down that stereotype. So I was watching this movie with a couple of my friends, right? And they're just like, we don't have much eye candy here. And I'm like, I can see why there was only one good-looking actor cast in the movie. And I find that they made Steve's character as generic as possible. And yes, Chris Pine is a very good-looking actor, but there was nothing really stand out about the character except for the fact that he was an honorable soldier. He decided to take matters into his own hands to save the thousands of people that could be killed. And instead, he was the only one who was gonna die. I find that to be definitely a very honorable act, but that was it. I found that the other male characters, except for Steve, were token characters, because I find that the characters Samir, Charlie, and the Chief were there to propagate the stereotypes of their ethnicity or their race, and I don't know how I feel about that, although I totally understand it in the context of the movie and the time period, because back then the world had not come together as much as it has today, and yes, everyone were more likely to, be more typical and be very rooted in who they are and where they come from. So I guess I totally understand that, but as a member of the 21st century audience, it was a little weird to watch. Speaking of the time frame and the context, yes, I understand that back in the day, women were not allowed to do 1,000,001 things. And I am aware that we have come so far since those days, but it was just really hard to watch everyone being presumptuous about her, everyone expecting her not to be able to do stuff, everyone reacting the way they did just because she's a woman. How far have we really come? Because women walk down the street today and we still get treated like objects the way she was. You're forced to think, oh, women were treated that way back in the day, but how far have we truly come today? I guess that is the real question to be asked. As a whole, I really liked all of the different components of the movie. It was still very well made and very well put together, and the portrayal of Wonder Woman, Diana Prince's character, or I should probably say Diana, Princess of Themyscira, daughter of Queen Hippolyta. Yeah, that is her official title. Her character was very real in the sense that she wasn't just this wise superhero out of the blue just popping out of there. She was very idealistic, very naive in many senses of the word, because she thought she could just go out there, do one great act, and end the war. I mean, technically at the end that's what happens, but somehow or other her character did not understand the pain of war because she was brought up in this beautiful paradise island. And her mother sheltered her that she did not understand the real struggles of being in war, being a fighter, being a warrior. And her being a female character, yes, there was a certain amount of emphasis on her emotions and how she reacted to the effects of war, how she reacted to people being injured, children suffering, but somehow the portrayal of her was made even stronger, even more because of all of these emotions. Nothing really stopped her. Even losing Steve did not exactly break her down because, well, at the end of the day, she is your hero and she was there to save the day, and it was nice to see all of the emotions she came through, all of the learning experience, the learning curve, and yet her not breaking down at the face of the god of war. The progression in the movie made you admire the character because to me she seemed like this 18-year-old girl who goes off to college and has no idea what life has in store for her, but she gets the hang of it pretty quick. Yes, she's rash. She makes decisions just because she thinks it's right. To be honest, I feel like it's about time there were more female superheroes in our world that were not just a part of something else, but you hear their stories, where they came from, what their mission is, what they were. Well, I'm sick of women being a sidekick or someone's love interest, to be perfectly honest. And Wonder Woman was a great departure from that. I would like for them to keep coming at me. I want to watch more female superheroes. And I don't even like superheroes. Well, if you have not watched the movie, I would definitely still recommend it to you because it's worth watching. There isn't a dull moment in the movie. It keeps going and going and going, and you barely know where the time has gone, and it's amazing. If you have watched it, please do tell me what you thought about it and what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, and how much you agree with me and how much you don't. Thank you for watching this video, and have a good day till I see you again.